Hello everyone, today I am doing a smoky blue eye look using the Jeffree Star Blue Blood palette. I began with using the shade Deceased on a big blending brush in the outer part of my eye and just kind of blending it above my crease area. Then I also go in and really try to pat it on down. I guess it's hard to pat down with a big blending brush, but I was trying to do it as best as what I could in that outer third of my eye. I guess I just am now starting to notice this, but I use a lot of Morphe brushes. All the brushes I use today in this video are Morphe brushes, and I've been using them for 6-7 years now. Whether it would be back whenever I used to make some videos, I would include that in like the pictures that I would do for it, but yeah, I guess I never changed with that. They're easy for me to get. And by the way, I did go through and prime my lids, and I also did my eyebrows as well. So I used the shade Wealthy to kind of set that base that I did all over the eye. And I even set it all the way up to my eyebrows and underneath my eye as well. So then I went in with Power on a small blending brush to deepen the outer lid and crease area. So I kind of tap it in and blend it out just to give it a little bit more dimension. And then I took a flat brush with Blue Blood all over the middle of my lid, blending it kind of up to that area where I had Deceased on above my crease area. So kind of tapping it to really make sure that it's in there. These colors, like always, are very pigmented. You can see some of it getting blown away. Really make sure you tap these guys. Whether you hit it on the back of your hand like I was doing, on the back of a mirror, something to get that excess because it will be on your face. So then I used that same flat brush and I took I'm Cold on the inner part of my lid, and then I kind of blended that up into where I had Blue Blood, just to make that little gradient lighter in the inner corner, darker in the outer corner. That's generally my go-to sort of thing that I do with any colors, whether it's blues, reds, purples, normal like smoky eye with dark colors, you know, the basic. I do a lot of fun colors, so I guess I seen something outside, or somebody was being loud. So then I kind of am patting those guys together to really make sure they blend. I might have taken a little bit of Blue Blood right there on that area to pat it down even better. I'm pretty sure that's what I did. I didn't have that part written down. So then I took Ice Tray on my finger and I tapped it all over my lid area, mainly trying to focus it on the middle part, and got it in a little bit of the outer and the inner. I like trying to focus the shimmer to be in the middle of the lid though. That's just me personally. And I use my ring finger on both hands, so whatever side I'm on, I will take that hand. So it's just easier so you don't have a finger that's crossing over your face. And you can do it at the same time. So then I went back in with Blue Blood to make Ice Tray a little bit lighter, so I could still see it. I feel like Ice Tray, even though it is shimmery, it is a little bit of a darker shade compared to this, so I just wanted to make sure that was all blended out. And then I also took I'm Cold, doing the same thing, blending things all together, making sure that that inner part is still nice and light, and you can tell that it's a different color. Then I tapped a little bit more of Ice Tray to add back some of that shimmer where I wanted it to, kind of controlling it a little bit more. It's best to layer things so this way it turns out the color that you're looking for. Doesn't have to always be perfect the first time. Then I took out I'm Cold again, so the inner part of my eye is definitely all blended together and you can still really see it being lighter. Again, like I said, going back in with those colors helps everything always blend back together so you don't have harsh lines. So now I took Deceased and I'm making sure that it is nice and defined in the outer part of my crease, I guess you could say that, or the outer part of my eye. And to bring back that color as well. Throughout all the colors that I've put on, you lose a little bit of how that color originally looked. Then I took Power again, just to deepen the outer part of my eye once more. Now I took a small detailing pencil brush and put Deceased on my lower lash lid, smudging it out, and pretty much going to halfway across my eye. Now I took Blue Blood on that same brush and kind of focusing it on the middle third of my lower lash line. Really trying to blend that together. You don't want there to be too big of a difference between those colors, but I also want them to blend and there to be a little bit of a gradient, darker like my upper lid in the outer and lighter in the inner. Then I took I'm Cold again on that same brush and went in the inner third of my lower lash line with that color and kind of was trying to blend everything together, making sure that that light color blended in with Blue Blood. So now I'm going in with Power just to deepen things back up again in that outer corner, as well as darken the outer third of my lower lash line a little bit. The more dimension, the better. And now is whenever you really see more of that shape that I'm trying to create. And now is more whenever I try to pack in that darker shade more so, because I have all the colors surrounding it. I can build that up to what I want to see it at now. But it just makes it look like a darker blue. It doesn't look all the way like it's gray. So I went back over with Deceased just to make sure those two colors blended really well together and you couldn't see anything being harsh. And I also was fixing up the upper part of my outer lid with Deceased, just touching that up, making sure again, if I take a dark color, I usually go over again with a lighter color or whatever was the not all the way light color, but just to blend that all together even more. It's a good rule of thumb to always make sure. Now I'm doing Ice Tray again over top of my lid. I guess I want a little bit extra shimmer. I just love that color. A lot of times I do take it all over my lid and just wear that. So then I decided to take Cullinan on a really small detailing brush and pack that in the inner corner of my eye, like the inner tear duct area. I really do like having that color. This is a very shimmery color. The Ranch from the Conspiracy palette, that one is more, it is like a creamy. This one is just pigment. I mean, a lot of times I have put this over top of Ranch and it is the best combo. So now I'm just kind of sweeping away a little bit of that extra fallout that came from it. Because it's so pigmented, it does fall. And I like to turn my head all around just to make sure that I'm really getting that how I want to see it from every angle. And I'm touching up I'm cold in the inner corner. Just doing some final details. So I took that big fluffy brush again and just kind of was swooping underneath my eye, making sure I can get off some of the fall off. Because I did say these colors do have a lot of fallout. And I even had to take a tissue and wipe it. If I was wearing concealer underneath my eyes, it would have been bad. So I always recommend doing eyes before you do any of that stuff. So you're not taking off more makeup and creating more issues and more time you need to spend. Alright, so I'm really blending everything. Make sure there's no harsh lines at all, which if you do all these steps, pretty much everything is blended out flawlessly. I could say flawlessly. So this is the final look before I added eyeliner and mascara. Now this is with eyeliner and mascara. And you can see it almost follows a little bit of this foxy sort of eye shape whenever you're looking down at it. That's been so popular, but it is definitely what I like to always do. Alright, thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you in the next video.